Welcome to the first episode of The Old Married Gamer here on the Hatchet Television Networks. I'm Josh, producer from Hatchet Television, also from Life's a Game with Chuckles, and I figured, 8-Bit Eric has his own channel, Chuckles has his own channel, and when we try to film some of the stuff from Hatchet TV, people don't show up, so I'll do my own channel. We're going to have gaming, we're going to have unboxing, whenever I have money to buy anything, and talk about being old, being married, being a gamer, part-time gamer, and just stuff that, I want to talk about. Anything related to anything I like. So, first thing we have, first episode of The Old Married Gamer, we got MegaRan. He was here in San Antonio on the NES in the West tour, and he was generous enough to give us a few minutes of his time, and we filmed this. Alright, check out MegaRan.
Yo, this is MegaRan, and you're watching Hatchet Television.
For those who might not be familiar with your music, you have a how would you explain your sound? Because I don't want to just stick you in a nerdcore tab.
People call a lot of different things. I call it kind of new retro hip hop because it's very much inspired by and rooted in what they call old school hip hop, which to me was kind of golden age 90s hip hop. It's my bass, and then there's a lot of retro sounds, a lot of 8-bit sounds, chiptune sounds laid on top of that and weaving into it. So I like to do storytelling type hip hop. So they call it a lot of different things again, So nerdcore is just one of the many that they give it to.
With the new systems, the new platforms that are out, the new technology, this is for the gaming side of it. You can do just about anything. You can put any kind of music into video games now. Has video gaming lost the heart and soul that 8-bit and 16-bit had, where they only had so much to work with, and now they can just stick whatever they want in there?
Well, that's a good point. I personally will always be, kind of have a sore spot for the 8-bit generation, just because of what these incredible sound technicians did with so little technology, guys like Koji Kondo and things that have made music that has surpassed generations and just with a little sound chip and one little bloop sound and just being able to make that into full great music that is being replayed even today by orchestras and things. So I'll always have, a bias towards the 8-bit generation, 16-bit too, because doing more with less is kind of where I come from, with hip-hop as well. And so I always respect people who can do more with less. I mean, I like hearing licensed music in video games, but come on, I like to know that the people are actually working hard and making some great music without necessarily going to whatever sounds good today and throw it in there,
The tour's just starting off right now. It's the first leg of the tour. How's it going? How are you handling the tour?
So far, so good, man. I just been a little tired. We started in Dallas last night. It was a great turnout, great show. Dallas is always a fun city. San Antonio, I was here last summer with MC Chris. We did the White Rabbit. This is a little bit of a different spot, but I'm looking forward to another great show. So far, so good. Just got to get the fatigue together. We took a long drive to get out here, and so it's just a matter of adjusting and trying to get comfortable in our very small car and make it work out for us. But it's fun though, just getting myself, DN3, Dr. Awkward in the car together. We're just, getting to know each other. We have great talks, we play a bunch of music and sleep, of course. So but it's fun though. I mean, this is kind of my life now, I really enjoy it. I wouldn't trade this life for any other life. So the traveling, the touring, doing shows, the being tired, making music, and then doing it all again, I love it.
Now, so you went to Dallas, San Antonio. You going to Austin?
Yep, Austin is tomorrow for Super Bowl Sunday. We will be hanging out over there, watching the Puppy Bowl, and among other events, and then playing a big show in Austin. Austin's like my second home. I have a lot of fun out there. It's just as weird and crazy as I am. So when I'm not out there, even for South by Southwest or other events, I try to make my way out there at least once or twice a year. So after that is Houston, and then we're heading to the rest of the West.
Now, as you say Houston, any chance on, or have you already met Jeremy Lin?
I haven't met Jeremy Lin. He has had to heard my song. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that he's heard the song. I actually got called to New York to shoot some footage for a Jeremy Lin documentary, which I hope comes out sometime soon. And they're also going to have some words from him as well. Man, that would be a dream, man, to just be able to just kind of hang out with Jeremy Lin. I don't know. Let's try to hook that up, you know. Like, let's tweet at him and like bug him and be like, "Hey, man, I made the Jeremy Lin song. I want to meet you." I think I'm gonna try that. Good idea.
Twitter campaign.
Good idea. We're gonna, you know what? Yes, I'm gonna round up all my Twitter followers and get them to bug tonight. Seriously, tonight. And we're gonna start bugging him nonstop for Monday. I got to see if they're in town on that Monday, and if they are, I'm gonna try to make it happen. Good idea.
Back to a video game question real quick. Do you have a couple more minutes?
Oh yeah, I got this.
Favorite Mega Man villain? Not Mega Man X or anything like that, just Mega Man.
Okay. Hold on. All right. My favorite. That's a lot of cool ones. I always liked the way Metal Man looked because he looked real sleek, almost kind of like a ninja. Had the little metal thing on his head, like a doctor, you know. So it was like smart, but it was also sleek and dangerous. Shadow Man as well had the little star thing on him. So those are probably my favorite villains. I also like the what's that called? The Yellow Devil from the first game. That was like super hard to beat, where you couldn't beat him unless you did like a trick with the pause button. So yeah, those are my favorites.
I was always particular for Woodman because I was 70 pounds heavier, and you know, I
liked Woodman. I never understood the story behind Woodman. Like, how are you wood and metal? Like, what's the deal? But anyway, Woodman does have a very special place in my heart. I did a song. The first Mega Man song I did was Woodman, and called "Grow Up," and I'm going to do that tonight. And that's that started the whole thing. You know, so Woodman's very special to me. That music just takes me right back to being a kid, just sitting too close to the TV, mashing those buttons, trying to get through the game, man.
You ever get any gaming time on the tours, or do you have to wait till you get home for that?
Surprisingly, I actually I have a PSP, and it's illegally modded, so I play retro games all day long. So I'm playing Final Fantasy VII, and what did I play last night? Do you remember a game called Street Fighter 2010?
Yes.
Terrible game. Capcom game, you know, crazy story, like Ken from Street Fighter becomes a scientist. Pretty stupid story, but I was actually playing that. That game is so hard. So I played that, and then I played another super hard game, was Ninja Gaiden, the second one. I've been trying to beat that. It's so cool with the emulators. You get to do a slate save, and you can just do it right there, where you don't have to go back to the beginning of the levels.
Yeah, because back in the day.
Because back then, man, oh God, no continues. You just way back and do it all over again. So I've been playing those games. I've been mostly doing Ninja Gaiden. I'm on like Act 2, and I just can't get through. Like all the jumps and the birds flying and knocking you off. Man, I was like, I don't know how I ever beat those games as a kid. Like I don't have that dexterity, I guess you can call it, the hand-eye coordination that I need to get through these games anymore. It's kind of weird. New games have spoiled us, you know? No more jumping over ledges and stuff.
Now, you mind if I ask you a Mario question? I read this in I won't say the magazine, the other day. You alright?
Alright. I like Mario.
Mario didn't have the nostalgia that it did. If gamers didn't grow up with Mario like they did, if you just changed the skins, if you changed, you know, what the characters look like, but same exact game, would it be as popular as it is without the nostalgia?
If you changed Mario to another character and took away the nostalgia, would it be as popular? Wow, I don't know. That's a good question. I think it would, though. The gameplay, I think, is what made Mario pretty awesome. So I think having that gameplay, and a lot of games have tried to duplicate it, but they've never been successful. So I don't think that anybody could duplicate it because they've tried. So I really do believe it's the gameplay, because then again, you know, I'm kind of torn here, because Mario 2, the gameplay was totally different. It threw a Mario face on it and it sold millions. So I will say, probably if that character they swapped it out for wasn't as memorable, you know, if it wasn't as cute, I mean, if it was like a rat with like big bug eyes, the game wouldn't have been as popular. So it's all about, and character development is a really great an underrated aspect of gaming. So I do think that them having Mario in it was a big thing. So I'm like in the middle there. I don't know. Sorry, I didn't give you a clear answer there. Wow, got to shout out to Lars. Lars has taught me a lot as well. So many things from merch to just learning how to do business correctly. I've learned a whole lot from Lars. I get a lot of my stuff from him. My thing is, anybody starting out, try to be different, and it sounds easy, but it's not. But when you get really interesting ideas, search the internet and see if anybody's done them before, and try to do something that they haven't done. Also, put your music in the hands of people and let them decide if they don't want it. That's a big thing for me. Is I had to go through. It was like, man, they're not gonna like my tunes. They're not gonna like my style. I'm at a rock bar. Why do they want to hear rap? And then those things have stopped me from pursuing, my goals. But hey, play for them, and if they don't like it, they'll let you know. They'll boo or they'll walk out. So always give people a chance to say, no, I'm not interested. No, I don't like it. That's a huge thing for me. Spend the money to make your sound professional. And if you don't know how to do a certain thing, find somebody to do it. Work with great producers, engineers, and compensate them for their time, and learn multiple skill sets. This is probably the best advice I ever got. Being a rapper is not always enough, because there's a lot of great rappers. I mean, I taught school, and the majority of my students were rappers. So that it kind of lets you know where that has gone. But learn graphics, learn mixing, learn recording, learn the business side of everything. So those are my key pieces of advice.
Okay, now I was reading online that you're a very busy man.
Oh boy.
Did you see the bikers earlier? There were like 20 bikers out here.
I know. I was like, oh shoot, Sons of Anarchy.
You're a very busy man, and I saw something about a monthly, was it EP that's coming?
Yeah, I decided to challenge myself, and that was crazy. But so far, I'm actually doing pretty well on it. Released the first EP. They're called Time and Space, and kind of a double meaning with that, the scientific meaning, of course, and as well as to be creative. I feel like you need some time and you need space to do it. So putting yourself in a creative space and giving yourself time to make something happen are the best ways, I think, to create good music. So we did one in January. So they'll all be released in conjunction with one of my favorite video game websites, Destructoid. So they're gonna get a free version of that album, and then the next day I'm gonna release like a special version which will have instrumentals as well as like an extra song. So got to shout out Destructoid for helping me out with that. The new one's done. It'll be out February 11th. I don't know when this is gonna be aired or anything, but it'll be out February 11th on Destructoid. I had to finish it before we hit the road because I'll be out here. And then the next one is March, like 10th or something, and I'll be back home to finish that up. But the catch is that we let people decide what games we're using to sample. So I get some great ideas. I got Zelda, I got Mario, of course. But then I get some like really obscure ones that I remember from childhood, like Illusion of Gaia was one I did. Beyond Good and Evil was another one I did. Oddworld. So any suggestions you have, just send me an email at, that's a good one, MegaRanFans@gmail. And hit that up and just send me a suggestion. If you want to donate, that's also great. But just send me a suggestion and I'll try to make it happen. I feel like my DJ DN3, with his sampling skills and beat skills, he can make anything into an incredible hip-hop track. So be on the lookout.
What are the contact pages for people to find you?
Best way I'd say is that email, MegaRanFans@gmail. But on my site, there's contact@megaran.com. You go there, there's a contact link. You can write in whatever you need. Twitter @MegaRan, Facebook @MegaRan Music, and just type MegaRan in anywhere, and I'll pop up and I'll be like, hey,
So thanks for your time. MegaRan was extremely fresh. Thank you for your time, sir. We appreciate it. Get all of this information. Hit him up MegaRan.com. It was all in the video. You saw it all there. Coming up next, I have a video from Horizon. Like 10 different people told me 42 different ways to pronounce her name, but they rocked the show. They were headlining that night. Those clips will come up soon. That interview will come up soon. And also my first unboxing / hardware gaming review. All right. This is Josh, the Old Married Gamer, the Hatchet Television Networks. Thank you for your time. Subscribe down here or up there. You know, YouTubers always point at this and that and all that. So subscribe, tell your friends. Peace.